Coco Gauff delivers her honest verdict on Margot Robbie's new film Wuthering Heights. Coco Gauff may be one of the best tennis players in the world, but she does not let it get in the way of having a life outside of the sport. After all, she still finds time for films, concerts, and reading, revealing as much in her latest press conference in Qatar. This event will mark just her second of the season, having most recently reached the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. And whilst they did speak about this run, it was the discussion one of the biggest new films that really got Gauff enthused. Coco Gauff reacts to the new Wuthering Heights film. Speaking at her Qatar Open press conference, once the tennis talk was finished, attention turned to the movies. And focusing on Margot Robbie's new film, which is the latest adaptation of Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights, Gauff had plenty to say about it. She admitted, "I'm really curious how they're going to do the movie, because I saw that they're marketing it as the greatest love story, and after reading it, it's not a great love story. So I don't really know if this is about to be like, I feel like it's just going to be the director's take on the movie, based off the marketing. We'll see. It was a good book, but it definitely is not the greatest love story. It's a lot of toxicity and abuse going on in that book. I've never read a book in the 1800s before, so I had to reread a couple of pages, sometimes to understand the English. But I think it was good. I think I'll do it some more to challenge myself." Coco Gauff's verdict on Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl. This was not the only pop culture conversation that Gauff had at her presser, also touching on the Super Bowl as well. And while she chatted the night before it got underway, the American was still able to offer her verdict on Bad Bunny being selected to perform at the halftime show. She first revealed her fragile allegiance, noting, "My friend's boyfriend is on the Seahawks, so I'm rooting for the Seahawks strictly because of her." Gauff then noted, "I'm excited to see Bad Bunny perform. Hopefully Cardi B can come out. So, I'm more interested in the halftime show this year just because I don't really have a dog in the fight for the Super Bowl. I'll probably be sleeping, and I'll just watch the halftime show in the morning." She will have had to settle for watching Lady Gaga appear as Bad Bunny's star guest instead of Cardi B. Coco Gauff delivers her honest verdict on Margot Robbie's new Wuthering Heights. Coco Gauff did not expect Wuthering Heights to follow her onto the hard courts. The film, Margot Robbie's bold, storm-soaked reimagining of Emily Bronte's Gothic classic, was supposed to be a quiet off-day indulgence. A dark theater. A bucket of popcorn. No scoreboards, no ball tosses, no pressure. Just 2 hours of wind, longing, and heartbreak. Yet, as the credits rolled, Gauff found herself sitting still, the echoes of Heathcliff and Catherine rattling around in her mind like an unfinished rally. "It's intense," she said later, choosing her words with the same care she gives a post-match breakdown. Not in a loud way, in a lingering way. That lingering feeling is exactly what Robbie's Wuthering Heights aims for, and, according to Gauff, largely delivers. Margot Robbie, who both stars in and produces the film, leans hard into the emotional brutality of the story. The moors feel endless. The silences feel heavy. Love is not soft or comforting. It is obsessive, raw, and sometimes cruel. For Gauff, that honesty is what made the film hit home. "It doesn't try to make the characters likable," she noted. "It lets them be flawed, messy, and I think that's brave." As a 20-year-old athlete who has grown up under a microscope, Gauff knows something about being flattened into a single narrative, prodigy, champion, role model, when the truth is far more complicated. Watching a story that refuses to sand down its edges resonated deeply. Robbie's Catherine, in particular, left an impression. This Catherine is not romanticized into a tragic muse. She is ambitious, conflicted, and painfully self-aware. Gauff admired that complexity. "She wants everything," Gauff said. "Love, status, freedom. And she knows some of her choices are wrong, but she makes them anyway." That felt real. Real, too, was the film's portrayal of obsession. How love, when mixed with pride and insecurity, can turn corrosive. Gauff admitted that while the story is set centuries ago, its emotional core feels modern. People still struggle with choosing who they are versus who they're expected to be, she said. That doesn't change with time. The film's pacing, however, drew a more measured response. Like a long clay court rally, Wuthering Heights demands patience. Robbie's version takes its time, allowing scenes to breathe, sometimes to the point of discomfort. There were moments where I felt the weight of it, Gauff admitted with a smile. You're not getting quick answers or easy emotions. You have to sit with it. That, she believes, is intentional and effective. Just as tennis matches aren't decided by highlight shots alone, the film's power lies in accumulation. A look held too long, a word left unsaid, a choice that can't be undone. Visually, Gauff was unequivocal in her praise. The cinematography, she said, mirrors the emotional weather of the story, beautiful, harsh, and unforgiving. It reminded me of playing outdoors when conditions aren't perfect, she said. You can't control the wind. You can only respond to it. If there is a verdict in Gauff's assessment, it is not a star rating or a viral soundbite. It is something quieter. She doesn't call Wuthering Heights enjoyable. She calls it honest. I wouldn't say it's a feel-good movie, she laughed. But I think it's a feel-something movie. And that matters. In a world increasingly hungry for fast content and clean heroes, Robbie's Wuthering Heights resists simplicity. It asks viewers to engage, to wrestle, to reflect. That challenge, Gauff believes, is its greatest strength. It made me think about how passion can drive you or destroy you, depending on how you handle it, she said. That's true in sports, too. As Coco Gauff returned to training the next day, the moors of England far behind her, the film stayed close. Not as distraction, but as reminder. That intensity, when left unchecked, can burn. And that greatness, whether in love, art, or tennis, often comes at a cost. Margot Robbie's Wuthering Heights doesn't ask for your affection. It asks for your attention. And according to Coco Gauff, it earns it.